The legal argument surrounding the sale of New South Wales Lotteries is turning into a she said, they said debate. The Premier, Christina Keneally, insists the sale is legal, but she won't release the paperwork to prove it. Meanwhile, a rival bidder with advice from two leading law firms claims the contract breaches the government's own legislation. And the opposition says the government's just trying to avoid an upper house showdown, which it would likely lose. State political reporter Matt Wordsworth.
The official handover of New South Wales Lotteries went without fanfare at its headquarters in Western Sydney. The Tats Group is now operating all the games previously run by the government, and a company spokesman says just like the takeover of Golden Casket in Queensland, punters will not notice the difference. Politically, though, there's a world of difference.
This is another shambles brought to us by Eric Roosendahl and Christina Keneally.
A rival bidder says it has legal advice saying that by allowing Tats to keep unclaimed prize money, the government has breached its own laws and they would need to be amended. The Premier disagrees.
The expert legal advice that we have received is that there is no need to change the legislation.
Barry O'Farrell wants to see for himself.
The Labor Party, at the very least, ought to table the legal advice that they say doesn't require the legislation to come back.
The government won't get an amendment through Parliament because it faces a hostile upper house. Rival bidders are also angry because they say Treasury officials informed them that unclaimed prize money would not be part of the deal, but somehow became part of the deal with Tats. The opposition is now planning to use the upper house's powerful call for papers to force the government to reveal its negotiations.
We'll be looking at calls for papers so we can see every document that has actually gone on in this transaction, so the truth will come out.
Much now hinges on the Auditor General. A spokesman says his investigation will take at least a few weeks. He'll be interviewing Treasury officials and company representatives. He'll also be seeking his own legal advice on whether the legislation allowing this sale will have to come back here for amendment. Matt Wordsworth, ABC News.